there's a bike that you guys have been recommending to me, a bike you guys reckon I should check out. So today I thought I'd head down to Geelong and have a look at this particular bike. I'm not going to say which bike it is just yet. I'm going to leave it as a bit of a surprise. I did have a sit on this bike a few weeks ago, and at the time it wasn't a bike I was thinking about and wasn't really on my radar. So I had a quick sit on it and at the dealership and thought, oh yeah, you know. But now after you guys recommending it more and more and more, I thought today I'd ride down and have a good look at it and really see if it's a bike that could be suitable for me. Now, I'm not sure if that bike is still at the dealership. I'm just taking pot luck, but it's a beautiful autumn day, about 20 degrees Celsius. So let's head off to Geelong. Okay, I'm here. Let's see if my my little punt paid off. This is the bike, FJR 1300. The bike you guys have been telling me to check out. Okay, so I thought I'd come down to the foreshore and share my thoughts on the FJ 1300 that I just sat on at Peter Stevens in Geelong. And yeah, it's an interesting bike. It's not as big as I thought it would be to sit on compared to what I'd heard other people saying, how it was a big bike. And it's a bit odd because it doesn't feel like anything I've sort of owned in the past, because I felt like I was sitting on top of the bike a little. Like previous sports tourers I've owned, the CB R1000F, and I've had 2 of those, GPZ 1100, those sort of bikes going way back then. I felt like I was sitting in the bike more back then, so I had that feeling of sitting a little bit on top of the bike, but it did feel very comfortable, very neutral riding position. I do feel I'd probably want to bring the bars back to me a little bit. I'm beginning to wonder if I have short arms, because every bike I sit on at the moment I feel like I want to just bring the bars back a little bit closer to me, bring them up a bit and a little bit closer. But I could see how it would be a comfortable bike to ride on a longer trip. The only thing is the price is 32,000 Australian dollars, so they're not cheap. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't put it this way, I didn't sit on the bike and fall in love with it. But I could see how it could be a bike that I could probably enjoy riding, and you probably won't appreciate it until you actually ride it, I think, is what I'm thinking. So I'm certainly going to keep it in the back of my mind, the FJR 1300, as a potential option for me, because I'm thinking with my NC 750X, maybe I've decided I want to keep the NC 750X and then add a bike to my stable, if you like. And so the NC 750X is the perfect everyday bike for just all-round use. And then to have a tourer perhaps, or maybe a cafe racer, or maybe a cruiser. If I was going to go the tourer route, well then the FJR 1300 would definitely be on my list. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I didn't fall in love with it, but I could see how it could be a really good bike. But then it's not cheap, 32,000 Australian dollars. So actually, Dave, the salesman at Peter Stevens, he did also recommend the Kawasaki 1000 SX as a potential. So they didn't have one there for me to sit on, but I will also keep that in the back of my mind, because it's where the FJR 1300 is 32,000 Australian dollars. The Kawasaki 1000 SX is 1999, so, or thereabouts. So it's a fair bit cheaper. Oh, I also sat on the T100 Triumph. I've been seeing that a little bit on YouTube videos of late, and that was a very comfortable, very nice little bike to sit on. So, but then if I was going to go the T100, I'd go the W800 Kawasaki, because I spec'd up the Triumph T100, and with the accessories that I'd want for that bike, it was about $22,000, whereas the Kawasaki W800 Cafe is 13,600 Australian dollars. That's for a 2019 model, but brand new 2019 model. So I think if I was going cafe racer, I'd still go to the W800. Alright, I think that'll do for this video. If you've made it this far, thanks so much for watching. As always, thank you so much for supporting the channel, and hopefully I can get to see all of you again in the next one. Bye for now.